the shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Another shot is gonna hit you with a mind overloaded. Always, always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just our opinion. But then again, it might be the alcohol talking. It might be the alcohol talking. Let's go.
Welcome to another Shot Podcast, where our opinions might be real, or it could just be the liquor talking. Sit back and enjoy another shot.
Oh boy, what's going on, guys? Welcome to our Wednesday night open bar. I think I went on a little later than I did last night, but to be fair, I had quite a bit going on, and then we had a little bit of surprise life kick me in the ass. Well, not exactly me, but as you guys can see, there is a familiar tool beside me. The purple mouse is not behind the camera, it is with me again tonight. So we had two things happen. One, against my suggestion, the missus and my youngest decided to go ahead and take off early instead of getting a nice little nap in, get some sleep, get some rest and relaxation. And no, that travel bug kicked them hard and out they went. The second thing to happen tonight so far is I come out here after sending a message and I thought, hey, let's go ahead and get some food. I haven't had a chance to get any food in my gut. So I'm going to throw it out there real fast, guys, for, anybody watching, if you happen to be in the area and you want to drop something off, something food-wise, that'd be much appreciated. But no, I come out to find that the beautiful young voice behind the camera was way under the weather. And I immediately was like, you know what, if you're feeling that bad, Sweetness, you need to go ahead and go. Take the night. I think we got this covered. Took a little bit of persuasion. I think there was that little bit of stubbornness we all know that young lady to have, but, she... not feeling well, stomach bug, whatever's going on. Hopefully Kitty Cat feels better and we will see her tomorrow night. Like I said, guys, life happens to the best of us, and we hope the best for Miss Kitty Cat and she feels better here soon. Miss Monica, what is going on, Sweetness? 2 nights in a row. We are blessed and honored. Thank you, young lady. Before we truly get started, though, guys, I gotta make sure I throw this out there. Quick shout out to our good friend Robin with Snap-on Tools. Again, welcome to the family, guys. And we have to do another shout out, the official sponsor of Another Shot Podcast, which is MLH Distillery, which is located right here in Grove City, Pennsylvania. Guys, if you're looking good food, good drinks, you can't find much better. All these awesome bottles you see on your screen, you also see it at the bar. You can get right there at MLH Distillery. You can also find them at mlhdistillery.com and on Facebook. Yes, they have a full menu. Prices are good. You get a full meal. Trust me, guys, you will not leave hungry. And of course, like I said, they are a cocktail style bar, so there you go. Their hours of operation are Friday 5 to 11 p.m. and Saturday 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. They have all sorts of cocktail drinks. They also have select beers, wines, and seltzers. And yes, for you non-alcoholic drinkers, they do have select sodas as well. One thing I did forget to do, and I promised last night, I did forget. I apologize, but our good friends at with Perfect Storm will be performing on May 30th at the Rock House, just outside of Slippery Rock. So, guys, I'll tell you what, if your favorite jams, these guys are awesome. They're funny. They engage the crowd. Trust me, there's plenty of dance. And if you haven't been to the Rock House, there, again, another place. Good food, good drinks. You do not want to miss Perfect Storm at the Rock House, located just outside of Slippery Rock on Route 8. Whew. The more and more we get into this, the more and more I end up having to announce. The more and more I gotta, geez, oh man, now all of a sudden, everybody's wanting to blow up the phone, and it's like, hey guys, we're live. Ugh. Hang on. I'm getting all sorts of, everybody's trying to figure out. Apparently, somebody's saying I sent them. Oh, yeah. I'm one of those ones that is notorious, especially right before bed. I always like to lay down. And before I fall asleep, I'm either watching a movie for a little while until I get tired enough, or I get on my phone. So, yes, I've been known to not call, not text, but I'm horrible for it. I'll send the most random of messages to people. So if I see something funny, I share it to a list of people. But apparently I sent something, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, and someone is just now getting it and laughing about it. And yes, Hooper, you will definitely be back for that one. And I'm pretty sure you're not wanting to miss the Rock House either. That's the fun part about my work family. And how many of you guys can identify with this or empathize or, how many times have you been at work and just, you can be pissed off, you can be screaming at each other or going off. But as soon as you punch out, you're out that door. How many of you guys are able to just kind of brush it off and not, take work home? That same person you got into it with, you know what, dude, I'm going to wherever, let's go have a drink. It's not even 5 minutes after the fact that, boom, hey, let's get some food, let's get some drinks. Dude, how funny was this? How funny was it? I like to be that guy. Hello, Miss Robin, how you feeling, sweetness? I hope you're much better today. And again, guys, like I said, I was, plans got sideways, so I'm shooting it out to my friends, and I've got the cash in hand. If you want to, maybe help your favorite bartender out with a little bit of food before he truly starts getting into the alcohol. I know Hooper was saying too late on that, but 3 beers, I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay. I try not to bring work home with me. I mean, there are times where it's just been that type of day. I don't care, brother. Hamburgers, Taco Bell. At this point, I don't care. I just want something in my damn stomach. Much appreciated, Hoops. course, sweetness. You are not the first. You will not be the last. I've had many of those nights, and sometimes we're not in our 20s anymore. Beautiful. We can't party like rock stars like we used to. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there going, haha, speak for yourself. But yes, now, dude, like I said, I'm not being picky. I don't care. It'd be amazing. And it's not just work. You've had I try not to take, if I've had a bad evening or, something happened at home, I try not to intermingle work with everyday life. Much appreciated. But I tell you what, sometimes, the emotions will get the better of us. Now, see, me, I'm one of the lucky ones out there, and I had to build it. One of my ways of venting, one of my ways of, kind of voicing it out, and it happened again, I'm not going to lie, the other night. I tried to say something, and in my head, it sounded great. I knew what I wanted to say, I knew how I wanted to say it, and then when it came out, it didn't take but the first few words, and by then, I was already trying to catch myself. It's like, no, by then, the damage was done. Luckily, there was actually no damage. That part was in my head as well, but, the parties involved understood where I was going, what I was trying to do, but there may have been some alcohol involved in that one too. Now, was I, 3 sheets to the wind? No. Was I even walking the line? No. But, it was definitely one of those nights, and, what can you do about it? Other than some people are out there like, oh yeah, just don't drink. See what happens when you drink. But my fun part is if I'm mad at work, and we've done it now for almost 3 days straight. Me and one of my good friends, which you guys have seen him on here, just to kind of level out the playing field again, to clear our minds, just to sit down. And it's not always a sit down and just bitch and bitch and bitch and go on and, gripe. We sit down and we actually do what we were not able to do for the past 8.5, 9 hours, 8 hours, however long. And we had a conversation. We had some laughs. There was the stress of work was gone. And, I guess to a certain degree, you could say that's the responsible way to drink. We sat down, we cracked 3 cold ones, and just sat back, kind of vented a little bit, and let things go. And, sometimes it's me and him. Sometimes, there's others in here. But, I don't know. Everybody they talk about safe spaces. I don't need a safe space. I just need a quiet area. A chill area. Someplace that, is comfortable to me. Someplace I can kind of just, I guess in essence, be me. That's how I try to level out. After DJing, one of the first things I'll do, most of the time, I'll unload the truck, put everything away where it's supposed to go, and the first thing I'll do is I'll walk over, grab a bottle, and I'll either pour it in a glass, or yes, guys, on occasion I've been known to do this, I'll tip the bottle back, do maybe a shot or two, maybe even just crack a beer or whatever, and just, level out. Now, let's say you don't have a bar, you don't have alcohol, you don't want to go that route. Okay. For some people, it's just going home, stripping down to I'm not gonna lie, guys, not to get too weird on everybody, but I'm notorious for just kind of throwing on a pair of shorts or just walking around in my boxers and a shirt, and I'll sit down for a second in my favorite chair, my recliner. I put my feet up and I just kind of sit back, and you take that deep breath and just kind of look around and chill. You go into that mode where you don't want to think about anything, you don't want to do anything. So what do you guys do out there? Everybody's got to have that that getaway, that, this is my time. And again, I hate the word safe space. That one's used way too much, but how do you guys decompress, when you're pissed off, when you've had a bad day, or how about not just a bad day? It was super busy. You didn't get a chance to breathe. Even your lunch felt like it was rushed. So I'm kind of interested. I need some back and forth here, guys. I mean, unfortunately, like I said, Miss Kitty Cat is not behind the camera, so normally this is around the time, and this is something that she would have been able to really run with. I've said this 100 times, and I hate beating this dead horse, but yeah, I like conversation. I really do. But when I talk, I don't know. I try to be informative, but I try not to draw it out. I try not to, get too animated with it. When you're laughing and joking, that's one thing. But, just to sit down and have a simple, damn it, babe, you should have seen this today. I jacked my knee first thing that morning. For us, we had, some malfunctions at work first thing this morning. So today was just one of those days, guys, where I've said this one before too, the quicksand. It seemed like no matter how hard we tried, once we started to sink, we could not fight our way out of it. There was no escape. And, again, never have we done this before, where it was 3 nights in a row where me and my compadre came over here and sat back and just kind of, where's it going sideways? And it wasn't, like I said, it's not always about the bitching. It's like, okay, we know this, we know that, we've seen this. We sit down and try and hypothesize and try and figure out how to solve and not have a repeat. That's one of our favorite things to do, honestly. That decompression, guys, I'm telling you, I think everybody needs it. And that is the loudest skateboard I've ever heard in my life. But, you guys, Robin, I know you're on here. Hooper, I'm sure he's getting ready to run in this direction. Monica, how about you? I mean, she's one of those ones that loves to, well, I'm not going to say she loves to, but, she does a lot of traveling for her job. So, I mean, when she gets home, I guarantee it's going to be one of those, I need my break. I need a second. I don't want to look at a vehicle. Sam, I'm sure you're on here. Trying to figure out who all's where. I recognize the one person, but let's get some back and forth, guys. Let's really get the conversation going here. And I was correct. Hello, you sweetness, you. She is so sweet, she'll rot your teeth, Butte, guys. Shannon, but now that you're on here, sweetness, yeah. Like I said, I need something, guys. Give me something. I can go on and on about the stuff I do. I mean, there's times I want to drink. There's times I just want to sit down and watch a movie. How about like those Sundays? You got to go to work the next day. So for me, Sundays, there's never a rest and relaxation on a Sunday. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, Resist the Temptation is a band out of New York we've actually become associated with. We're still working on trying to get them to come on here and have a nice little chit chat and let everybody know what they're about, and maybe just for shits and giggles. I think when we do take our break, I'll go ahead and I'll play one of those videos again. I haven't played their stuff in quite a while. But, that's fine, sweetness. I understand. You're not exclusive just to us, you know. But I mean, like I said, I mean, Sundays are hard. Oh, there we go. See, for me, a lot of people think like Monday's the worst day. It's the first day back to work. Sundays are hard to get things done, hard to get sleep because see, and therein lies the thing, the work aspect. You know, you've got just this last day before. You know, you're by the time you wake up, you're less than 24 hours away from when you have to be at work. And 24 hours, it'll fly by. I mean, it seems like, you know, it depends on what you're doing. You know, if you're just sitting there watching paint dry, then 24 hours is a really long time. Hell, 5 minutes is a long time. But when you feel like okay, you got this, and this that I have not gotten done, I still need to get done. A lot of people like to do laundry on Sundays. A lot of people, you know, they get prepped and ready. And then it's just Sundays, like me, Sundays I both love and hate because there's so much stuff that I'm trying to do. And then I'm like, hey, Kat, instead of going on the evening, let's go ahead and let's go on in the afternoon. Maybe we'll be able to get, you know, reach out to more people who knows. So, you know, adding this on Sundays on top of everything else is just like, I mean, sometimes you load your own plate and don't even realize it. But I got I got to get caught up here. And Miss Robin has given us a paragraph. Here we go, Spotify. Yes, decompress, but not take the bad day out on your person. Talk to me about the crappy things, and I'm happy to try and figure out, okay. So again, there's the conversation aspect of it. One of the things that really can kill a conversation, it just destroys the mood, is when it goes from talking about how your day was to bitching about how your day went. And how about when both of you have had a bad day and you've heard coworkers bitching all day long, you've heard management bitching all day long, and then your spouse, your significant other, your roommate, whoever you're talking to, guys, they've also had a bad day. And as they start reiterating what their day was like, and just going on and just, you know, getting more and more animated, more and more pissed off, it kind of exasperates how your day went and how you're feeling. So, again, you know, it's kind of like those text messages you get, you know, where it's like, wait a minute, what are they meaning by that? Are they trying to be funny? Are they trying to be mean? Are they trying to be cute? Are they, you know, I'm only exclusive to another shot. I try to promote. I love you, beautiful. Well, you know I do. And if Kat were here, we love you, sweetness. And I always try to be a great listener too. You know, I always open, you know, I give a shoulder, I open the ear to whoever and just say, you know, okay, let's do this. But bear in mind, when you have that conversation with somebody, you're going to have to be in a good state of mind yourself. You know, you have to be in that calm, cool, collect, you know, that way. How many people have been pissed off? And again, here's that famous line. In your head, it sounds perfect. And as soon as it comes out, all of a sudden, you know, it comes out wrong to the other person, or it immediately hits you. It's like, okay, so now that I've said it out loud, that's not working for me either. You know, that's not. So when it comes to conversation, guys, I mean, both people have to be, you know, pick a neutral area. Like me, I like to sit down and have a drink with a person. I think I do my best talking after I've had like one or two. Because, you know, you kind of loosen up a little bit. And yes, 100. Sounds wrong, wrong tone. Yes. And like I said, it just happened to me the other night. Didn't mean it, you know. In my head, I knew what I was trying to say. I knew what I wanted to say. And as soon as I said it, it went, yeah, no, okay. So what do you do when that happens, though, guys? You know, it came out wrong. You've offended the other person. You've pissed the other person off. Or, you know, the message didn't go out, so they read it wrong. And, you know, it just goes... I'm making the whole thing of the conversation, I just make it sound so complicated. Maybe that's why people don't do it, you know. Again, I've got it going through my head, and now I'm saying it, and as I'm saying it, I'm like, well, wait a minute, what about this, what about that, and... Oh, man. Guys, I could go on for hours about stuff like this, but see, I like to hear from you guys as well, so feel free, and if I need to, I'll be more than happy to drop the link. Ah, yes. A joke. Like me, everybody knows me as I'm that funny guy, you know. At times it's really hard to take me serious because I'm that guy that loves to laugh and joke. I love to have a good time. I try to give everybody that upbeat, you know, make it, you know, uh-oh. I think my savior just showed up. But I try to... Oh, wait. Okay, we're going to hold off on it. Oh, dude, you are freaking awesome. How about having a person who wants to vent, expecting me to listen, but when the venting comes from me, it's considered... Oh! Now, see, you and I could be in the same boat in that. And I'll be honest, me and Sarah, we get that a lot with each other. You know, there's always that one person that, you know, if I say it and I do it, it's right. It's okay. When the other person does it, not so much. Now, this kind of, we'll run it back a little bit now. This is where I said, you know, sometimes it's hard to take me serious because everybody knows me to laugh and joke and, you know, constantly, you know, it's like I'm not taking everything serious. Hey, the gentleman that just showed up can vouch for this. So, you know, to hear me come on here and actually like spouting out what I do, it's kind of like, wow, you know, I've some people are like, you know, I've never seen you like that. I can't see you being that person. It's like, you know, some people are motorcycle people and they'll look at another person and be like, I cannot see you on a motorcycle. Well, I must be doing pretty good tonight. I don't know. I might surprise you every now and then. You know, I try to... Here's the other thing that, you know... So when let's say I do finally lose my temper, and today was one of those days. It's going to be, yeah... Twice? Yeah, twice. I guess being that jokester kind of makes it, you know, when I am trying to be serious and I am pissed off and things are going sideways... and things are going sideways. Our boy Hooper's in the house. Sometimes it doesn't come off. You know, I'm more like that little puppy that, you know, just yuck, buck, 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 you know. How about those fun ones that, you know, that I like the people that like to say, oh, you don't want to mess with me, you don't want to mess with me. Oh, I'm just as badass. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. You know what? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Has anybody ever tried to pick up a cat that didn't want to be picked up? Dude, we're talking claws. We're talking, you know, they're gonna fuck you up in a heartbeat. So, did you just really chug a Red Bull?
Yep. It's my 4-1.
Jesus God, dude.
Thirsty.
It's like the movie Airplane, where he was passed out drunk. So what they do? They gave him a whole bunch of cocaine and everything to like level him out. Holy shit! I've seen this one, so I'm interested in this. But guys, I made a promise a little while ago. Hello, Miss Kitty Cat. Let everybody know that you were not feeling well.
Hi,
And
cat.
hopefully you are feeling better here soon. So if there's one thing that'll make Kat feel better, it is a woman-fronted band. Yeah, I had to pick on her a little bit. She, even when she's away. Guys, we haven't played these guys in a while. I think this is a good time as any. We're going to take a quick break. This is Resist the Temptation with the Loudest Silence. Guys, we'll be right back.
Through the years they hushed us, mutiny against the muted tongue, living bodies we don't own, a player power since we were young, and I was told that they make space, but I feel like there's no place, now sit down and make a choice, I'm not speechless but I will find my voice. We won't step aside and stay silent, not till our last breath. Hear no mournful screams as they haunt you. It's the loudest silence till your last breath. Please show me the beauty and all the pain that we've had to bear. 'Cause why should it matter? What the hell that teach us to wear? One life for them to make space. I'll make my own damn place. Took a stand to make a choice. I'm screaming so they can hear my voice. I'm screaming so they can hear my voice. We won't step aside and stay silent, not till our last breath. Hear no mournful screams as they haunt you. It's the loudest silence till your last breath. This is what we scream for, what we fight for, what we die for. This is what we scream for, what we fight for, what we die for. This is what we scream for. This is what we fight for. This is what we
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. That was our good friends Resist the Temptation out of Long Island, New York. You know what? Apparently, see, Kitty Cat, I told you the messages work. Even during the videos, had to make sure. Ah. John, what is going on, brother? I would love to ask John, how was your day? But I'm telling you right now, oh, that's a can of worms right there, guys. And hello, Miss Coffee. Hi, gorgeous. How you doing? Hi from YouTube now. Uh-oh. Is that who I think it is? Is that Miss AK? What's going on, sweetness? Boy, everybody's popping in now. Oh, obviously it must be Wednesday night. Usually Wednesday nights, and yes, this is our traditional Wednesday night. So, Robin, K, sweetness, you have the @ symbol beside the K. We have somebody that follows us on TikTok, AK420. Wouldn't have surprised me. Oh, John, yeah, we definitely did, brother. We definitely did. And again, guys, right there is a good case in point. So, I mean, the doors are closed, shop's down, we're out of there, we're business as usual. You and your damn birds. Yeah, 0.2 seconds. So I gotta do a quick shout out. Hooper just he's gonna be my hero right now. Ham and Swiss sandwich. Plus he got me some little skeezers. Oh, loving it. Yeah, welcome to my world. I'm trying like we're talking and we're going along right here. It's just You know, honestly, I should just go ahead and drop the link and let the women just go ahead and, talk about their kitty cats. Yeah, well, you know what? There's 2 words I got for you, Jason. Off duty. You're just SOL, brother. Yeah, apparently we're having a ladies' night. I can't wait for TikTok after this. I just... John, you missed it. I was telling him earlier how, honestly, and like I said, guys, I mean, that just strengthened my point. Long day, shit day. There was just some, a lot of back and forth going on and a lot of, and we turn around and, the doors are closed and that's all behind us. Oh, good. You were expecting me, see, I guarantee, he was definitely going to pop on. He was expecting me to get on here and just absolutely try and trash people, and that's not the case, sah. On my own till Saturday. Hey, I'm on my own till Sunday, so haha. I could change my own tire, but I don't have a flat because I don't go nowhere. Okay, well... So as the ladies talk about their kittens and cats, we were trying to get some dialogue going. Now, I'm not going to lie, we took a little bit of a break, and then Hooper showed up, and now I got food in me. One thing I am definitely going to go ahead and throw out there now is the time to start pouring. Personally, so I used to be that guy. I was and everybody knows somebody like this. I was the hothead. It took nothing to trigger me, and before you knew it, there was a lot of screaming, yelling, and more times than I wish to admit, a lot of fists went flying. Chalking up to getting older, more mature, I don't know, experience, but I don't know, I'm one of those ones, I try to go by No worries, brother. No worries. As you can tell, everybody's fuse was extremely short today. And then, what makes it even more fun, you've already had, again, you've had that bad day. And then let's just say history repeated itself after I clock out. So I'm sure that didn't, let's not instigate. After I clock out, I get stopped, I get told about a situation, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I thought maybe it was part me, and then I kind of put two and two together. I'm like, wait a minute. The person involved was set up for success. How did they mess it up? I guarantee you could... I don't want to go there. I don't. I really don't. We'd be going on for another 3-4 hours just venting on that aspect alone. So that would be one person I really wish was watching right now, because I would say the exact same thing to him. Dude, you were set up for success. How? You guys on Spotify are just missing out on all the fun. I'm telling you right now. Oh, man. Yeah, I heard about it. And there's a person that was just in here that will tell you, brother, I was the last one on that machine. It was working just fine for me. Oh, man. And especially after yesterday, like I said, history repeating itself. But again, sometimes, and especially when those doors close, one of the best things to do, instead of going home and, Miss K will vouch for this, the bitching. Like right now, we're laughing about it. It's after the fact that, at the time, obviously, you guys saw the message. Yeah, it almost went down. You know what the fun part is? If I'm not mistaken, did I not have a nice little heart-to-heart with that person 2 hours before we were supposed to clock out? It's just... And I've never had a situation, it was hilarious, where somebody was getting ready to pull out a vehicle, and after I said my piece, I got somebody mouthing to me, "Thank you." And then literally that car pulls away, somebody else walks by me and goes, "Thank you." I do laugh. Let's call it what it is, guys. There is a time to yell. I know there's people out there that says, yelling means you've lost your temper, but I think there are appropriate times to yell. And no, that's just not when, help, not when you're hanging off the edge of a cliff trying to scream for your life, or you're scared. We all have that breaking point. Every one of us do. Whether we're sick, we're having a bad day. We just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But one of the things I've always, I hate to say preached, but I'm going to use that one. How many times have you guys heard me say, if it's not broke, don't fix it? Well, there's a flip side to that. If it's fucking broke, you need to fix it. Here's another one you guys have heard me say. The definition of insanity is repeating the same process over and over, expecting different results. Brother, I will be there and looking forward to seeing you. And then you got the young Miss Coffee over there, and absolute sweetheart. We haven't heard from you in a while. So if she can't make you smile, then there's no hope for any of us. If I lose my shit, I'd lose my job. How about controlled chaos? There's always that. How about that person that they don't even have to raise their voice, but you can hear it. You can, yeah. Not gonna lie, John. Normally, you know me, I'd be beating down the door to have 5 straight days. I like my weekends off. And I thank you for what you've done so far, by the way, and working with me and helping me out on that. But this has already been one of those weeks where, you know what, Thursday couldn't come fast enough. So I'm actually, and it's kind of a bittersweet thing for me. Just been busy. I got you, sweetness. I need to start hitting her up on Facebook a little bit more just to say, hey, how you doing? Nice to talk to you. I don't know. Hooper's using one of my favorite sayings, and that's you can't lead a horse to water. You can only lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. And I can agree with this. Now, remember what I said, guys? I'm that guy that loves to... I love to laugh. I love to joke. Now, I used to be that guy that just jumped right in head first thinking, these guys are going to find me funny. I see them all laughing, not even giving the opportunity to get to know the person, hey, by the way, these guys probably known each other for years. No, this is how me and Ray started our little friendship. And it was me being me. So I'd heard all the horror stories about Ray. Ray's the, you don't fuck with Ray. You don't, oh, he doesn't laugh, he doesn't joke. Oh, he's a no bullshit, all serious, and he'll tell you where the bear shit's in the woods. And I know that was a lot of expletives. I apologize, guys, but I have to give you kind of it's just letting you know. These are the stories I got the first 3 weeks I was there. So I could not help it. Him and I were cordial with each other as we walked by. It's nice to meet you. Hey, what's going on? Well, there was one day, I don't know what got it. I mean, it was actually a decent day. And I wasn't antagonizing, but I had to try and walk the line a little bit. And I went over and just I was pushing all those buttons that they said you don't do. But I was doing it in a way that I was prepared if he was to get mad to, I would have walked away. I'd have gave in myself, something like that. But I had to see if it was true. Had to. And you could see it on his... Boy, you're getting a lot of love, Ray. You could see it, his face just getting grimmer and grimmer and darker. And you could see that look on his face. Just and I'm thinking... I was right at that breaking point myself where I'm like, all right, time to back off. I was getting ready to, jump for cover or dive for cover. No! Shocked everybody. And he just... This smile grew across his face, and he just started to laugh. But, so, I mean, was I throwing caution to the wind? Yeah. Was I pushing it a little bit? Yeah. But it got to the point where I was kind of, sorry about that, I double-clicked. I felt confident that, he kind of already heard about me. I'm the guy that likes to laugh and joke. So, again, I threw caution to the wind, and I've preached this before too. Sometimes you just have to take a chance. You can't live scared. You actually have to, if you don't try, you never know if it'll work. And honestly, since then, him and I became really good friends, we weren't great friends at that point, but, he kind of got to know me. I got to know him a little bit. And he felt the need to go ahead and, he's like, hey, today I got my bubble today. Today's my bubble. And that is now the running joke. That was his way of saying, look, I know you like the joke, but today's not the day. So we both found a way to, intermingle. And, I made a really good friend, and then him becoming a friend, we met Miss Shannon, and, the rest is history. So, I mean, like I said, guys, you gotta lead, you gotta read the room. You gotta kind of, let the play develop. Think about Lev Bell, one of my all-time favorite Steeler running backs. If he hadn't become the asshole that he did, but no one had ever seen that before. A running back that he'll take the ball, but then he'll get behind the guard and he'll just wait for the play to develop just enough. Patience. He read the room. Is a way to put it. There's a little sports reference, Blue, if you're watching. But as I was saying before, I try not to. I've over the years I've tried to make it a point to where I am. If I'm mad, I try to make it to where I say what I got to say, and then let it go. Now, it's hard to do that when you really start getting comfortable with everybody and you're around them all the time. And for those of you on here that know, July, the last couple weeks of July, we're going to be around each other an awful lot. 6 days a week for as long as his car's out front or outside. Saying what you got to say and then let it go works most of the time, but then there's always that, dude, Hooper, stop me if I'm wrong. After you said it so many times, you say the same thing over and over and over to people. I mean, here comes the callback. What's the next step? Well, none of us like to be yelled at. So, again, that's one of those ones, raising the voice is one thing, but full-blown screaming at somebody, I never recommend that unless you're ready for an absolute 100% rumble. I don't know if you're a Lucky Charm, Sweetness, but, you're definitely in my pot of gold. I can just actually hear her singing that. Let it go, let it go. Sometimes, like I said, there's always that people, we were just saying that, everybody immediately went, oh, raise that guy that can, they don't have to yell. But right away you fucked up if they're, saying what they're saying to you. Again, the whole repeating the same process. I mean, if maybe if I'll try a few times, and then you start to fall behind. It's like, wow, maybe it didn't work that time, so I'll do it this time. Oh fuck, I just messed up, something again. Oh, I shouldn't have done it. That just made me think of another point, guys. When you mess up, own it. Own it. Don't pass the buck. Don't make excuses. Don't, I'll tell you one of the things, me and Hooper were just talking about this not long ago. And I've told John this, I've told everybody, I've become that guy. See, I've got everybody on tonight. Yeah, buddy. And I wouldn't mind seeing that Lucky Charm right here at the bar sometime. I have soda. The person I just, posted, Dan, is definitely, I think I've only heard him raise his voice a couple of times. I've never seen him go full on crazy. Now, do we have somebody at work that likes to do that? Oh, yeah. I like that one, Sweetness. There's going to be a whole gallon of chocolate milk just for him, if that means he's going to come and join us sometime. Honestly, he's been on, he's watched it, you know, quite a few times, so he knows we like to talk, we like to air things out, and this is that, you know, again, not safe space, but comfortable space to, as Miss Shannon was just singing to us, let it go. I would love just one time, and I'm sure I would pack this bar in, if Dan ever said, I need to do it, guys. It's finally happening. I just need to let loose. Can I come on? I would love to hear what he's got to say sometime. Tell me that would not be, I guarantee you, we'd have like 30 people in the views. The messages would be going crazy. Just to see... Well, you told me it wasn't all that long ago, but I have, like I said, I have heard you raise your voice. Everybody, Dan, I think you're getting and who just jumped to the Tubi users? Oh man, Dan, see what you did? Look at that. I mean, even John said he would. I mean, we could make it a pay-per-view. I tell you what, even not just, how about just, you don't even have to come on here and vent. But, you know, we do it at work all the time. So why not be brave, good sir, and sit down and let's have a debate. Let's just go back and forth. We can, you know, I guarantee you the conversation will start off, him and I will be picking on each other, and before you know it, here we go. Apparently he's game for this, guys. we got some attention. Speaking of nuggies, coincidentally today, I was hungry. I almost left, and I normally don't do this. Dan versus Jordan, it needs to happen. No gloves. Again, pay-per-view, so it'd have to be a camera. I think we could sell that. I don't see Dan saying no to this. Gallagher's. There you go, buddy. See, you got to ride home after too many. I got nothing. This is, again, way too much fun. Way too much fun. On that note, though, guys, we have hit that awesome time of the evening. Now, I did go on a little late tonight. I apologize. Again, rough day. A little bit of a talk afterwards, on top of the fact that I had to deal with the wife and kid leaving. I'm flying solo for the next 4 days. This ought to be interesting. And then, of course, Miss Kitty Cat. Hopefully she feels better here soon. I hate seeing, you know, I don't like seeing anybody sick, but it's just one of those times. As soon as I walked through the door, I could just see it. And I was just like, you know what, Sweetness, we got this covered. I'm pretty sure we can handle all day. But I do have to throw this out there real fast. Right. So today for lunch, here's a little side note. And this is the cool person that Dan is. You don't mess with Dan. He's another one of those guys that you don't mess with his food. And coincidentally, I was just like, I was chomping at the bit. I was thinking about Burger King. I'm like, you know, a Whopper and chicken fries. I don't know why. Those two don't even go together. And I don't know. The guards must have been smiling because the knucklehead comes walking in with a frickin' box of chicken fries, and I could not help it. I walked over, and I was joking with him about it, and next thing I know, he's, here, eat one, go away. It was great. Yes, fluids. That's probably the other thing that's going on. You know, she's fresh back on the workforce, so I mean, between doing this and that, it Shannon, you know firsthand. I mean, it takes a toll a little bit. So, that being said, guys, let's go ahead and we're going to wrap this one up. I've never seen him mess with anybody's food, buddy. So, we have our Thirsty Thursday thoughts and shots tomorrow night. I'm going to try and pull a Hail Mary. Hopefully I can have somebody in the bar. I mean, there's the invite, John. Let's sit down. Let's finally give the people what they want. Very draining, but addictive. We have our Sunday weekend hangover coming up. We have our Monday night bartender. Tuesday night, folks. Round 3 of Trina's Trivia Tuesday. The most unorthodox. There is no rhyme or reason behind it. You have no idea what she's going to say or how she's going to run it that night. Miss Shannon took the first round. Yours truly is in the second round. We need 2 more competitors. Or we need 2 more champions. And then on the 5th one, it is the Tournament of Champions. And Kat is actually very good about coming up with an awesome prize. Last year, Bobby Ryder won. And then turned around and donated the bottle to the bar. So, trust me, it is definitely fun. Definitely, it's exactly what you would think Another Shot would, you know, the trivia game that Another Shot would host. And of course, we round it all out, guys, with our Wednesday night open bar. For those of you on TikTok, we are heading there next. And John, we got to pick on Mike tomorrow. I saw him, Hooper hooked me up with a Red Bull, and this is the one I saw Mike drinking the other day. It is not good. Oh, and I like lime. Maybe, you know what? I hate to do this, guys, but maybe if we just, why not, right? Oh, that's immediate whiskey sour. Oh! So, the last shot. Miss Shannon, you said you had one, but do you have another before we wrap this one up? And that's going to be next Tuesday. And I tell you what, if you guys know how to get Gallagher's chocolate milk, let me know, and we will make sure to stock. And he's even saying he'll do it in person. Treat others as you'd want to be treated, but punch a bitch if needed. Bitches be tripping. Or maybe I pushed them. I don't know. So on that one, guys. For those of you who are... Boy, everybody's got one tonight. All right. Don't let your finger linger. I still like when you would say, you know, don't sweat the petty, pet the sweaty. Or as they, you know, Confucius say, man who go to bed with itchy butt, wake up with stinky finger. It is good to meet girl in park, but better to park meeting girl. May you always have water. May you always have bread. And be in heaven 10 minutes before the devil knows you're dead. Quick shout out, guys. Again, Robin, love you, buddy, with Snap-on Tools. Welcome to the family. And one last time, quick shout out to the official sponsor of Another Shot podcast, and that is MLH Distillery, located right here in Grove City, Pennsylvania. Good food, good drinks, all these awesome bottles you see on your screen, guys, you can get at MLH Distillery, and you can also purchase it at mlhdistillery.com. While you're getting your drinks, while you're purchasing your drinks, try one of their many menu bites. I'm not going to go through it, but as you can see, there's some good stuff on there, and everybody is chomping at the bit to try the Tuscan white bean hummus. Again, cocktail style bar. They have all, you name it. They're old-fashioned rum and cokes. They also have select beers, select wines, select seltzers, and for you non-alcoholic drinkers, they do have sodas. They are open Fridays 5 to 11 p.m. and Saturdays 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. This one goes out to Mike. Our good friends at Perfect Storm will be performing at the Rock House May 30th. 2 more weeks, guys. It is their debut at the Rock House. Dance rock, good time, engages the crowd. Another place that has good food and good drinks. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And if the drinks flow enough and you guys are on the dance floor, you truly might actually be up on stage trying his turn at singing again. Don't sweat the petty eggs. And never pet the sweaty things. Alright, guys. But like I said, we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you, Miss Coffee. It's been a while, Dan. I will make sure to have Gallagher's chocolate milk. I don't know. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. But if you guys know where to get it, we're going to load it up. Trainers Trivia. Going to be fun. For those of you on TikTok, I'll see you there shortly. But as we always say, everything we say on the show is just our opinion. But then again, it could just be the alcohol talking. Guys, you have a good night. We will see you again soon.
Thank you for stopping in and listening to the Another Shot podcast. We shared some drinks, stories, and laughs. But it's time to say goodnight. Join us next time on Another Shot podcast.
If you're looking for a party, then man, have you found it? Now the shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Now the shot is gonna hit you with the mind overloading. The bar is always open, but no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just our opinion.